greatness and the things that they achieved on the football field this year. Tonight's always a special night as we gather for the last time as a football team, just to go over and relive and revisit some of the highlights of what we were able to enjoy this year. Got some special guests as always we'd like to introduce very quickly, and then I'll give you some dinner arrangements and we will get the night kicked off. Our athletic director, one of the very best in the business, Dr. Stan Miller, is over here. Doc, if you'll stand very quickly, I tell you every year, folks, I've been in this business a long time, there's none better. He has a passion and a vision for what our athletic program is supposed to be, not just football, but our entire athletic program. And quite frankly, I don't think we would have the success that we have if it weren't for Dr. Miller. And Doc, we certainly appreciate what you are and what you've done for us. Mr. Baggett, our principal, is here with us tonight. Thanks so much for coming, Mr. Baggett. I'm going to tell you, just like Dr. Miller, he is a guy that is 1,000% about athletics and helping kids and doing the right thing about kids. And he has been a breath of fresh air for our high school, and we're very fortunate to have him. Mr. Baggett, certainly appreciate you being here and the job he does. Our technical crew is up here. Gavin Gilbert kind of heads that crew, but these guys, you have no idea the hours that they spend with our film technology that is up today and running. If we didn't have these guys, I'd be in severe trouble. I can tell you that. They're a lot smarter than I am on that kind of thing. But these guys do all of our filming, all of our film editing, all of our breakdown, and I want you guys to know we certainly appreciate the job you do. Sammy Shoemaker is going to do our invocation in just a minute. Sammy is an integral part of our program. Certainly a very visible person in school every day, and he's been with us since I've been here. And I ride with him on Friday nights when we go on the road, and we've had some great times to visit and to talk and to chit-chat, and I cherish that friendship very much. And Sammy, we appreciate what you do for us. Miss Brenda is down here. I don't know if there's a more truer yellow jacket than she is, and she probably works more hours than Dr. Miller and I both combined, but she is a true fan of the Starkville Yellow Jackets. And Brenda, we certainly appreciate you. I want to mention very quickly these guys and ladies sitting behind me. I learned a long time ago that I wasn't the smartest guy that's going to step out there on Friday night. And I learned that I better surround myself with the best people in this profession. And I tell you, every year, you have no idea how much these guys up here love your sons. And the time and the energy that these coaches put into this profession and what they do is second to none. They're coached by some of the very best coaches that our state has to offer. And they are certainly deserving of where they sit. They are certainly more responsible for the success that we have than anybody here. They do a phenomenal job Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then on Sundays. I think they get tired of me on Sundays, but we're there for a long time. And I can't thank them enough, and for the wives that are up here that give of the time that they give. It's a very taxing profession and a very time-consuming profession. And certainly takes a special person to do that. Our cheerleaders, certainly the best looking group right in the middle. Very proud that you're here to share the night with us, and you girls mean so much to our program. I appreciate you girls more than you know. And as parents, most importantly, I can't thank you enough for trusting us with your guys and giving us them and trusting that we'll teach them some things about becoming better people and better men. And that's our hope, that we've been able to do that this year. We're gonna graduate an incredible senior group that we're going to talk more about tonight. This group has been with us from the start. When I first got here, they were the first 9th grade group that I inherited, and boy, football wasn't fun when I got here. And my hat is off to these guys for sticking through the bad times and certainly now enjoying some of the great times. But again, I want to welcome you. And we're going to go ahead and ask Sammy if he would to come forward and do our invocation. And if I can give you some dinner instructions, and then we'll go ahead and start once he's through with the invocation. If you don't mind, let our coaching staff go ahead and go. That way we can get the program started as quick as we can. I'm going to ask parents that we let our guys go first. Seniors, if you don't mind, if you'll start at the back table, our coaching staff will start at the front table, and then we'll kind of work our way back. And if you can judge the lines, if you would, and just move 15 or 20 at a time, if we can do that. At this time, I'm going to ask Officer Shoemaker to come forward and ask our invocation for us.
All right, let us bow our heads for prayer. Gracious and wonderful Father God in heaven, Lord, we come again thanking you, Father, for this day. And God, and we thank you for this occasion that you've allowed us to experience. And God, and we thank you for your love to us. And God, and we thank you for the year that you blessed us to have in football. Lord, we thank you that you blessed us as we travel each week. Lord, whether it was far or near, Lord, you kept us safe. Lord, we thank you for what you allow our players to accomplish and our coaches. And Lord, and we just pray your blessings upon each and every one this time, Lord, our seniors as they make ready to go on to new adventures. And God, and we pray your blessings over those who still will be with us, Lord, that you will continue to strengthen them and protect them, Lord. And Father, just continue to bless our coaches and their families. Lord, as they sacrifice much time, Lord, to give to our young men. And Father, we just thank you, Lord, and we just pray that you would bless them, Lord, that they will receive the messages that have been given to them each day on the practice field, Lord, in the meeting room, and on Friday evenings, Lord, and on post-game meetings as well. Lord, just let your messages sink deep into their hearts, that they will all grow stronger in your name. And Father, we just pray now that you bless the food that's been prepared, asking that you bless it for the nourishment of our bodies, that, Lord, we'll all be able to go out in service for you. And God, we pray for those who have prepared the food, Lord, we just pray your blessings over them. Lord, and that you would be glorified in all that we do. And God, and we come and ask these blessings now. In the wonderful and marvelous name of Jesus. Amen.
Okay, I know some of you are still finishing eating and certainly want you to enjoy your meal. We're going to go ahead and get started with our awards tonight. One quick thing I want to mention about what you just saw up here, that is our season-long highlight video. One guy that I saved is Gavin Gilbert, who's walking back to his seat. Without a question, the head of our technical group does endless number of things for us in the athletic department, and he knows about how to get these things ordered. One thing, and I'll tell you, he told me to read this, so I'll read it to you. He's going to send out a tweet that will have a link and instructions on how to purchase this video. For you guys that want that, he'll send a tweet out on our Starkville football Twitter account. It'll have the instructions on how to get it. It's our year-long highlight video. Every game, half of the proceeds will come back to us. It's done through Hubble, who's our film editing company. So every video that we sell, we get back half the proceeds from that. So certainly something that I think you will want. Strongly encourage you to do that. Also, one other person, as always, when you mention people, there's some folks that you leave out. Thomas Brown, Thomas is back there. Thomas, I'm going to tell you, Thomas has done just an incredible job with photography for us this year. I can't tell you how many times I've called him and said, this guy needs a picture, or this guy needs a picture of this newspaper, this sports writer, and Thomas has always done that. And he's my biggest fan because we took a team picture this year. I've never seen anything like it. He lined us all up one at a time, took individual pictures, and then he produced a team picture from that, taking individual shots of all of us, put it all together, and we have a great team picture now. And we didn't have to get in the hot bleachers in August. We did it in the confines of the air conditioner of the field house. So he became a big fan of mine then. Thomas, we can't thank you enough for what you did for us this year with pictures. I want to mention one thing about our senior class, and I don't want to steal Coach Fisher's thunder on our seniors, but this is a group of players that, you know, every senior group is special. Every senior group, you look back and think, how are you going to replace these guys? And, you know, every single year it turns into that. And Dr. T. Holloway ran into me about a month ago, and he said, Coach, man, I got something for you. And I said, well, tell me what you got. And he said, tradition never graduates. I thought about that for a minute. I said, you know, that is a great, great thing that fits Starkville High School. Tradition never graduates. And each year we're sending out 25, 30, 28 seniors into college, into the work profession. But yet you guys are sitting behind them. You're the next wave of Yellow Jackets. And I think that is a great way to look at it. This senior group has left their mark, and their tradition is there. But it's not going to stop there, because that tradition is not going to graduate. They built another brick in the foundation. But I really thought that was pretty powerful. They're a group that has a combined 34-8 record. Their 10th, 11th, 12th grade years only lost 8 games in 3 years. And you do the math on that, we only play 11 regular season games. So they have played in a ton of playoff games. They've been in 2 North Half championship games. They're the proud owner of 1 state championship. So they have done some things. It's been an incredible group. They've only lost 1 division game in 3 years. Now think about that. The divisions that we play in, they've only lost 1 game. We lost at Warren Central 2 years ago. It's the only division game we've lost in their career. That's kind of mind-boggling when you stop to think about that. It's a group that went undefeated as 7th graders, undefeated as 9th graders. There's 4 Division I scholarship players out of this group, signed a total of 12 scholarship players, well over $700,000 worth of scholarship money. And one thing that I said the other day at our signing ceremony that we had, the thing that's most impressive about that is when you look at their ACT scores. And there was a 28, there was a 25, there were a couple of 24s, several 22s, some 21s. It was incredible to look at the academic side of what these guys have done. And they are without a question one of the top senior classes that I've had since I've been here. And the thing that sticks out to me more than anything else is their character. Certainly, we want great players, we want to win games, but I can assure you this group of seniors, character-wise, is one of the absolute best that we've had in my 5 years here. They are great people, and I learned a long time ago too, you win games with great people. And we've got some great young men sitting up here that I am very, very proud of. And I tell them every Friday night before we walk out that door, I'm the luckiest guy in the state of Mississippi. I think I have the best job, and I don't even have a job. I don't go to work. What I do is what I love, and I'm blessed to do it. And I am so thankful that these guys have been able to allow us as coaches to be part of their lives, and it's been a great, great experience for our senior class. At this time, we're going to go ahead and get started in our awards ceremony. As always, anytime you start handing out awards, it's innate that people are going to get their feelings hurt. Somebody feels left out. One thing I can tell you as parents, understand this. Every award that's given tonight is team selected. We do a ballot, and our own players vote and choose these selected awards that we give out. So I think in their defense, as we look at those things as coaches, they do a great job year in and year out of picking what we as coaching staffs would pick in just about every situation for the awards. But at this time, I'm going to ask Coach Kemp to come forward, and he's going to recognize our managers.
I'm going to talk about the managers because they're the guys who never get seen and do all the work. They make sure all the cloths are clean and put up, make sure the water and stuff out. Great job.
time, I want to present the certificates of participation awards to the sophomore class. That's a group, that's your future. They did a great job this year, but their legacy is yet to be told. So in the next couple years, we'll know what they'll leave behind, and hopefully it'll be a state championship. So as I call your name, you'll come up to be recognized. Abdul Lee. Austin Morris. Jaquez Wilson. Tony Elliott. John Tavius Gardner. Bradley Curtis. Davian Clark. Nelson Jordan. Bruce Williams. Braylon Fisher. Corey Hill. Skylar Shields. Tyler Roach. Joey Claybrook. Joshua Spencer. Tyler Stovall. Keon Smith. Luke Davis. Dominique Jefferson. Wesley Albritton. And one freshman, Andrea Swanigan. Great group of young men. We're looking for mighty big things out of you guys in the future. Thank you.
That shit fire, man. I'm saying, like, it's just straight. Like, straight. It's in the right place. Yes, I would have joked you if you wanted.
We'll be introducing our junior class. Listen to those things that Coach Mitchell said. Tough act to follow for sure, but you look at these guys when I call them up here, the potential is there to be great. So if you would come up here and receive your certificate as I call your name. Terrence Greer. D'Angelo Lucas. AJ Brown. Terry Montgomery. Parker Lim. Juwan Mullins. Tyler Moore. Avery Brown.
You press some buttons or something like that?
Austin Brown. Tyreek Scott. Jeremy Skinner. Jack Spencer. Cameron Johnston. Kobe Jones. Wes Roberts. Nautica Petty. DJ McNair. Davis Pastor. Tyler Kane. Ben Griffin. Danye Cannon. Isaiah Knox. Mitchell Johnson. Terjai Roby. Evan Ware. Braylon Hardwick. Artavius Hendricks. Lorenzo Dasty. John Tavius Gardner.
Hey, Kobe. See nautical shoes? See nautical shoes? Look at the Gators. Nautical. JRTC. JRTC. Look what I got on the Gators, girls. Hey, them things shining too, bud.
It's my pleasure to recognize the senior class. You know, it's always bittersweet to say goodbye to a group of seniors. Goodbye. Tonight, we want to say thank you for 3 great years of Yellow Jacket football. I want to personally say good luck in your future endeavors. Remember mostly the life lessons that were taught to you by those who loved you the most. Some of you. Another thing I want you to remember is you're always a Yellow Jacket at heart. Number 2, Matt Fuller. Number 3, Darian Ford.
Come on, man.
Number 4, Horatio Williams. Number 5, Chris Rogers. Number 7, Brady Davis. Number 8, Jordan Bolin.
Hey, you was bad, Paul.
Number 10, Raphael Leonard. Number 11, Tyler Rogers. Number 12, Quentin Evans. Number 16, Michael Johnson. Number 23, Keon Higgins. Number 24, Ja'Cory Douglas. Number 28, Cedric Brown. Number 35, Isaiah Thompson. Number 42, Alonzo Flowers. Number 50, Ja'Cory McCarter. 51, A.J. Smith. Number 54, Ladarius Robertson. Number 55, Joshua Reed. Number 58, Tyler Barnes. Number 59, Sterling Buckner. Number 91, Michael Godley. Number 93, Michael Sullivan. And number 94, John Hainsey. The senior class of 2015.
Hey, dude. Hey, he thought he was doing it. Hey, dude, get out of here. Hey, he fired.
ICC award for the Starkville Best Offensive Lineman. Young man who won this award
award this year, again, like Coach Mitchell said, these awards are voted on by the teammates. It's very easy for a coach to sit in the film room, look at the tape and say, yes, he's mechanically sound, yes, he knows the scheme. You know, that's what we do. But when your teammates notice, and an overwhelmingly, unanimous vote, your teammates notice that you're the best. That speaks volumes. And it's very rewarding to know that not only is this young man a great football player, but also an even better person. This is the kind of guy that you want to work with, the kind of guy that's an honor to be around. And Blake Evans has been one of the bell cows, has been a real leader for this team, both in action and in work. And a very well-deserved honor, this year's best offensive lineman, Tyler Barnes.
Tyler. I ain't smiling on my picture.
Hit you with the meme.
Yeah, I know you're gonna say linebacker.
Good afternoon. I have the distinct honor of awarding the best receiver, Coach Oakley. If you guys would stand for me, I'd appreciate it. Keon Higgins, Raphael Leonard, AJ Brown, Tabo, and Quentin Evans. Everybody kind of uptight, and, I want you to get to know these guys right here. We had a little saying in practice, because everybody say all we do in practice is play. We don't be serious and stuff like that. So, well, I have a few things that I want to read out here for you. We have one guy that's standing before you, 67 catches, 1,266 yards, 18-yard average, 15 touchdowns. Another guy standing before you, 60 catches, 1125, 18-yard average, 17 touchdowns. Another guy, 361, 19-yard average, 2 touchdowns. Another guy, 5 catches, 90 yards, 18-yard average. And one more would be Mr. Higgins. That would be 331. These guys right here, what we call in practice what? The money team, right?
The money.
And really, that was great because that's what that was. Those guys were money all year. I appreciate you guys, your senior guys. I hate to see you guys go, but life goes on. We have new guys, the other guys that are in the audience, the other wideouts. Will you please stand? Those are your new money team. So, the best wideout award goes to AJ Brown.
Damn, man. My boy ain't going home with the trophy. Lame.
I'm going to present the best offensive back. To better win football games, you got to better run the football. Now, as an offense coordinator, I like to throw it all over the yard. Coach Mitchell, sometimes he don't like to do that. He'll get irritated at you, but I like to throw the ball, but also I'm smart enough to know that you got to better run the football to win football games, and that's what we were able to accomplish this year, is to better run the football at will. And this guy that's going to get this award, we taped him up, we put him in a pool of ice every day to get him back on the field, and he's an ultimate team player, probably the best team player I've ever seen, and I've been coaching this game a long time. He rushed for 178 times this year, for 1,098 yards, for 6.2 yards per carry. If you can get anything over 4, you're doing great. So he rushed, every time he touched the ball, it's 6.2 yards. So that means if he touched it twice, we had a first down. And he scored 11 touchdowns. It gives me a great honor to present this award to Matt Fuller.
You knew that to my neck and it said ice. I was like, oh yeah, dog.
Hey, bro, nice tie.
2 times. Take a picture 2 times.
Here again. I'm going to give out the most improved offensive player. This guy was a guy that we didn't know was really going to help us out a whole lot this year. We started the season out, he was a long snapper. I know I just told you who it was, but you just heard Coach Boykin talk about the Matt. This guy did a lot of job was the block with Matt. He did a standard job, but throughout the year, he became our backup quarterback. He was a tight end also. He did whatever we asked him to do. I mean, some guys don't take that role like he did. He was able to take that role and be himself that role. Chris Rogers.
You go for it.
Long snapper.
Next, we'll award our most valuable offensive player. And I'm going to tell you, when you listen to some of those numbers Coach G called out, how do you pick one? You know, I've been coaching 26 years, and never one time have we had 2 receivers with over 1,000-yard receiving and 1,000-yard rushing, which is just incredible. Quarterback that throws for over 3,000. So, you know, how do you select one? It's next to impossible. But the guy that won this award, you know, is a very special person to me. He is a guy that the thing that stands out to me the most. In the last 2 years, this player has not missed a weight workout in the summer. He has absolute perfect attendance in the summer, which is this day and time is just about impossible. When you figure vacations, and camps, and things, it just naturally would pull you away. This guy has found a way to work his schedule around him being in the weight room every single time the doors were open. He's a 1,000-plus yard receiver, led our team in receptions, 22 on the ACT, signed a 4-year scholarship with Florida Atlantic, and will continue playing football and representing Starkville in Florida. But our most valuable offensive player this year goes to Raphael Leonard.
I'll now present the Best Linebacker Award. You know, you think linebacker, you think great Dick Butkus, Ray Nitsky, Jack Lambert, mean people, toothless people. The winner of this year's Best Linebacker smiles a lot.
Oh yeah, he's talking about love.
In the middle of key situations in ball games, he'd come by and he'd pat me where players pat each other. And he'd go, "I love you, Coach." But when the chips were down, I think about the last play that he made against Panola and the emotion that he made that tackle with. I wouldn't want him to hit me, and I don't weigh but 185 pounds. He finished the year with 65 solo tackles, 43 assists, and one sad little interception over in Alabama. I love him like a son, just like I do the rest of my guys that are in my group and the tag-along defensive ends that end up in my group. But I'm truly going to miss those smiles, and I love you, Coach.
Oh, man, I love you too.
Alonzo Flowers.
I have the honor to present the Best Defensive Back Award. It's one of those awards that everybody knows when you screw up, nobody knows when you do a good job. You just sit back there and you keep them from making big plays. And when you miss one, the little bitty kid asks, how come they let him catch that ball? This kid was a kid that 2 years ago we couldn't find a home for. Tried him at linebacker, tried him at running back. He was, we found him a home last year, he made some plays. He worried me, wanted to know, hey, what can I do to get better? I want to do this. And he really didn't become very good until he slowed down and let the game come to him. He led our team in interceptions, had 57 tackles, punt block, and really a great kid. I joke at him every day, he's still slow and short. But this year's Defensive Back of the Year, Tyler Rogers.
Migo. Put the wood up in the top of the something.
Being a coach, you get quotes and you want to share them with your kids. And one of my favorite quotes is, hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard. One of my favorite quotes ever. But this guy right here, I can put another quote to him. When hard work meets talent, this is what you get. Probably the most relentless worker we have, and we got some great workers. Coach Mitchell, he said it. This is my first year here. He told me, he said, man, you're going to get a great run. You got a kid that's eat up with football. That's the first time I ever heard of that. And he's truly eat up with football. He loves to work. He's here days that we're off. He's out there working. He's out there grinding. And I wasn't here to see the transition from last year to this year, but I'm going to give this most improved player. There's no way in my mind that he is not the most improved player. Most improved defensive player, Kobe Jones.
Oh, Lord. We have to get the end of this. It's in my shirt. It's in my shirt. I just heard it fall. Well, I just did. It's in my shirt. We ain't finna hear the end of this, man.
Good afternoon. I'm here to present the special team most valuable player of the year. And this guy, you know, coming from where I come from on the other side of the state, I've been coaching 12 years and I was blessed to be here with 3 great kickers. All right, 3. And on one team, 3 is enough. All right, the most valuable MVP for special teams goes out to Michael Dotley.
We're presenting the defensive MVP. If you watch us play on Friday nights, it could have been a bunch of kids. We had a bunch of great players. My job was pretty easy. We stayed pretty basic and just let those guys go play. We were pretty dang good for 13 games. Didn't get it done the last one, but it was a fun year. Like I said, my job was really easy. Just look down the call sheet. You know, we want to send 2, send 3. We want to play base, and we're good. We were good enough to do that for most of the year. Like I said, you know, if you win this award this year, there's a lot of years you know, well, okay, it was hands down. Here's the guy who was MVP. Like I said, if you watch this play, you know it could have gone to 5 or 6 guys. Just a couple of stats. 61 solos, 32 assists, 19 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 1 fumble recovery, and 4 forced fumbles. The defensive MVP is Abdul Lee.
Like, I wanted to say something. Man, I just want to thank my team, bro, and you know, all the players, man. But I didn't get nothing last year, you know.
I tell you, one of the things that I think is very special, you know, the relationship that the sophomore and the senior have, and you know, to see Drew and the respect that he's got for Alonzo, a guy that's 2 years older than him, that's really shown him the way. That's what this game's all about. We're going to move on into the special honors portion of the program, and you know, every award you can get is a special award, that's for sure. We tag these as special honors, and these are certainly some of the elite awards that are given out each year. To earn these, it takes both doing it on the practice field and doing it on the game field on Friday night, doing it during the off season, doing it in the classroom, and that's something that we really stress to our guys. You know, that's something we want to be. We want to be great on the football field, but we also want them to compete in that classroom. That's something that they hear regularly, you know. I stay on their rear end weekly about grades. I check those things. We've had quite a few meetings with several of them, and you know, it's very important to me that our guys stay on course academically, and that's something that I'm very proud of this group for. They do a great job, for the most part, in the classroom, and certainly we always have a few that press us, but they've done a great job. I want to give out our Offensive Scout Team Award, and I'm going to tell you, this guy is he is a warrior. He's a guy that can do so many things for us, and I think his role is going to be extended even in a greater way next year. He's a guy that is just, his work ethic is unparalleled, and man, he's a quiet player, never complains. You just don't hear him say much, but you can always count on him if you need whatever you need done. And this Offensive Scout Team Award is given to a player that every single day in practice is that guy that gives everything he's got against our starting defense. And sometimes that's not an easy job to do. You earn your stripes doing that. And this guy is tremendously respected on our football team. This could have gone to a couple of different players, but this is one that I certainly agree with. And he's a guy that, again, we expect to have a huge senior year next year. Tabo Artavius Evans.
Bro, we used to hit him so hard. Yes, bro. Like, I thought he was dead half the time. Them a thug.
As you can tell, he's a little camera shy. Our Defensive Scout Team Award goes to a player that's, again, very special guy. He's, I told his mom not long ago, you know, you have certain players that you know are just, they're the glue to your football team. And we have several of those guys that just mean so much to us. And they may not be the stars of our football team. They may not play a ton of snaps on Friday night. But we have a team stretch before we start every single day. And I'm not sure if Coach Oakley laughed more, if I laughed more, but this was a player that kept our football team glued together. He moved in here a couple of years ago, and we are so blessed that he was here. He did a great job for us in keeping our locker room light. Great team player, great football player, Josh Reed. It's very obvious. There's a lot of characters here for sure. He's certainly kept things going for us. At this time, I'm going to call out our Region 2 6A football team. This is selected by the head coaches in our own division. We meet at the end of every year, and our coaches select that football team, and that's a great honor to me to be selected in your own region by the opposing head coaches. That means they've stamped their approval on these players and saying that they felt like these were some of the best football players in our division. Again, I don't vote for our own. The other coaches in our region select or vote for opposing teams' players. But I'm going to ask if you would to stand when I call your name. These players were selected to the first team Region 2 6A All Football team. Tyler Barnes, Raphael Leonard, A.J. Brown, Brady Davis, Darion Ford, Abdul Lee, and Tyler Rogers.
Let's go.
Taking that step one step further is to be selected as an all-state player, and I'll be honest with you, that's as high of an honor as you can get. There just doesn't, they don't come any higher than all-state awards. These are again selected by sports writers and coaches throughout our state that vote on the all-state team each year. We were very well represented this year. First team all-state this year, Michael Godley, Brady Davis, Raphael Leonard. Second team all-state, A.J. Brown and Kobe Jones. Congratulations, guys. I think every year that we give out team captain awards, I think our football team knows how important these guys are to me, and these are some football players that you talk about. I've talked about it a bunch tonight already, character. They just don't come any better. These guys brighten your day every time they walk down that hill and into your locker room. They're guys that you can go to when things are bad. They're guys that you can go to when you need to reach the rest of your football team. They're guys that are rocks of this football team that are senior players for us. And they are great people on and off the football field. I know I'm going on a lot about that tonight, but we are losing some great character people that are going to be very difficult to replace just in the kind of people they are. Three of the highest awards that can be given are our team captains. Three guys that I absolutely would agree with. A.J. Smith, Darion Ford, and Jamori McCarter.
Tiptoeing in the cold sun.
We're late for something.
Congratulations, three of our absolute finalists. The last award of the night is the most valuable player, you know, and it goes back to what I said a while ago. It's the defensive guy, your best players, guy of a kicking game, the best player is an offensive player. This football team is chock full of great football players in every part of the game, as represented by our all-state team, offensive players, defensive players. It's hard to select one player and say that's our most valuable player. But I know this, we had a great football team coming back this year. And in the spring football game this past year against Brandon, it was a message sent loud and clear that this football team was going to be one that had to be dealt with. And there's a player that was a part of that football team that was brand new, learning his way. And I'm going to tell you, we would not be where we were without this guy. He stepped into a football team as a brand new player, moved in, just could not have asked more for him to glue himself to our players. I've told this story many times. It was about the second day he was here that we knew we had something special. He was killing himself in the weight room, killing himself in running. And our football players don't, you have to earn respect around here. And he's a guy that stepped in and earned that respect very, very quickly. You know, one of the great things that I like about him is he's a fierce competitor. He and I have banged heads all year long, and I wouldn't trade a minute of that. He's always looking for the home run play, and I've told a lot of coaches that I wouldn't even cover the flat guys. He's not going to throw it there. He's going to let that thing ride. And he made a bunch of huge plays for us this year. He'll go down as one of the all-time greats to ever play at Starkville High School. Our quarterback, Brady Davis.
Brady Davis. Not my mom, man. Hey, you got to give a speech, bro.
Speech, bro.
My name Brady Davis. I like football.
Again, parents, hope you've had a great night. This is all about our players and what they've accomplished. Again, we have a great thing going at Starkville High School. Our football program is, we took another step this year with the national attention that we garnered in a national ranking in USA Today and Max Preps. That's water that we have not been in, uncharted territory for us. And we want to continue that greatness here. We want to continue a program that's an elite football program in our state. I tell our football team every week, you know, we're a feared football team, and we pull up to places and people are in awe of this football program and of these players. And it's a great thing to be associated with these guys. And again, I want to, if you would, give our coaches a round of applause. Super players, and so many of them father figures to so many of our players, and they're always there for these guys, and I'm telling you that we're so fortunate to have them. Again, I want to thank you parents again for trusting us with your children. Hopefully they have been better men for being with us. Our senior group is fixing to move on, and we certainly wish them the very best. And our next crew is coming, and as we stated earlier, that tradition's not going to graduate, and we refuse to step back. So our goal is to continue to press forward. We have won state championship over the last couple of years. Our goal is to win as many as we can. There's only 5 that have been won in the history of Starkville football. This senior group owns one of those. And the challenge is there for our underclassmen to continue that tradition and certainly find a way to win more. And that's what we're driven by and what we're passionate for. Again, to our administration, thank you so much for being supportive. Parents will certainly make these guys available for pictures. I know I see Danny Smith in the back. You got it? Okay. We ask that all of our award winners, if you would, when we dismiss, if you would move to my left, your right, and let's get some pictures taken. And Danny, again, thanks so much. That guy back there loves Starkville, and he does a great job covering our athletic programs. Always does a phenomenal job in the paper. Thank you for being here, Danny. I appreciate your support. Again, hope you've had a great night. Wish you the very best, and great to see you. You're dismissed.
I'm proud of you, man. Give him a hug. Hey, David. Straight out. I'm coming. Lonzo, let me tell y'all something. Come on, you do it, do me.
Right there, y'all let all that move now. I'm gonna stay here. No, Thomas wants you. Thomas coming back. That's
Tell me to come on. There you go. Oh. You slow with the music. It is, bro. I don't want to look at it.
Yeah, look over here for it. Say cheese. All right, everybody look right here. 1, 2. Come on, Ty. 1, 2, 3. Hold tight, don't move. All right, 1. Right here, 1, 2, 3. Tyler, come on, man. All right, last one. Hey, these y'all pitching now. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Right, come on. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Perfect. Everybody look.